Hey everybody. Yeah, yesterday did not quite go to plan. Setting up to do the stream took longer than figured to set up, and I'm like, it's a little bit too late. I'll just do some light work instead. Well, the light work actually wound up taking a lot longer than I thought, several hours, in fact, longer than the actual stream itself. And B, the time that I figured was too late to start the stream was basically now. So, yeah, fail on my part. There is, however, some good things that I can say, though. Take a look at this. This, if you have not seen it, is Ilmango's design for a tunnel bore. I spent a fair bit of time, you might remember, sort of the ruins of my mining operation right over here. This corridor, and, the way which leads into my farm down there and stairwell and all that. But yeah, I spent my time basically mining all this, and I don't think it was a waste at all. I don't think it was a bad idea not to stream it. For one thing, I had to clear out this entire area with a pickaxe, which, I mean, you've seen me do that before with an island and all that, and I know it's kind of boring and all that, so yeah. On top of that, it took me a long time to get this tunnel bore working. I actually tried figuring out what to do in creative mode first, and my first attempt I simply blew it up, so I was like, okay, let's try it live. Good enough success to actually do. And so, when time rolled around to be like, oh, it's too late to stream, it was very much like, okay, well, whatever. This is now my second chance to get it done. And now I can actually correct some of the defects. I mean, I think the main reason why my previous attempt failed is I forgot to put the mine carts up top here. The thing moved into place, and there was nothing there. I think these TNTs basically immediately triggered, and chaos. Maybe chaos will ensue again this time. I don't know. But yeah, and the other nice thing too is Ilmango's things comes in segments. So in fact, I was thinking ahead on this. I only built about half of it. We've got this primary segment right here, and the left-hand side control arm. Left-hand side if you're looking from the back, of course. But I did not actually build this control part right over here, as well as sort of the overhead part, which actually make sure that there's a secondary. There's also supposed to be a secondary control arm over here, and there's a connector between those two, which is supposed to guarantee that everything works out fine. If you haven't actually seen it in person, I can actually show it off right now. Ta-da! This is, exactly Ilmango. This is Ilmango's design, sort of pulled from the world file itself, and it's really cool. I mean, depending on how you sort of define flying machines, it's actually like 4 separate flying machines in one. You see this sort of like initial T shape right over here? That sort of counts as one flying machine. It basically takes the TNT, bounces it up, and launches it forward. Sort of acts as the launching portion and all that. This second flying machine, right back over here, I don't have to tell exactly where it is. I think it's sort of this basic portion right over here is the TNT, launcher cannon, which actually creates the TNT and launches it straight onto this part right here, where it's stopped by the fence and sort of kept in place. And then there's an observer, and I think actually a sticky piston back there. Yeah, it bounces in, bounces backwards a little bit, catches just a little bit of this sticky piston. This then launches it up with a little bit of forward momentum and bounces it off this top right here, and so it goes on its merry way. The third flying machine right here is sort of this control section, where it actually essentially moves backwards and forwards and acts to both, move the machine forward and act as a timing mechanism. The TNT is initially, straight up triggered by this. This flying thing sort of waits a little bit, and then at some point, this triggers up and launches the thing. Finally, the fourth thing, flying machine, is this little part right back here. It's a sort of like a stopper. Essentially, the control part, the brain of the operation, sort of bounces backwards and then forwards against there. And, you are the one who triggers to go back again. So, kind of 4. I mean, if you actually sort of look at it now, let me switch back here. Not quite up design. Like you saw the L shape over there, actually sort of interfaces directly right next to the TNT. Like a lot of the stuff in the back is one step further back. And that's actually part of the genius of Ilmango's design. It's a self-assembling TNT cannon. You build it correctly, And, you know, it's perfectly safe to put into place. And then it essentially moves all the minecarts into place at once, and you're good to go at that point. And you can imagine if you're adding additional segments onto this, you basically just add those segments, you know, leave out the little control arm, which triggers everything to happen simultaneously. It would be this section right over here. This is this part right over here is part of the control arm itself. This is the secondary one over here. This transmits the signal more or less instantly from where you punch there down over to here. And yeah, it basically you know, you leave this portion out right over here because this is supposed to tile infinitely down through here. You know, there should be another redstone block. Oh, actually right there. You'd get rid of the control arm portion right here. Put a redstone block right there and just carry on with this pattern down the line. And then eventually, boom, you know, you would connect up with that. And you would connect up with a secondary control arm. But you wouldn't actually connect the part past here. You would basically trigger it, get it to self-assemble, and then build this control arm. You know, using the secondary control arm over here to bring things into line. You know, a really clever design. The main sort of drawback with it is you can see this is ridiculously complex, you know. There is a lot of moving parts within here. I mean, by my count, 4 flying machines. You could even count 5 if you want. I mean, remember the sort of the mine carts right here technically aren't connected to the main flying machine with the TNT duper, so that kind of counts. Compare and contrast with Borkon's Bor right over here. Have that selected. Much smaller, and actually it turns out a fair bit easier to tell. You actually have like sort of a control line which goes down here, which unfortunately I did not add for this thing, and allows you to tile an arbitrary number of these down. Basically, it serves the exact same point as this control arm right over here on Ilmango's. And yeah, I really like this design. Overall, I would say I like this design better. It's smaller, it's compact, requires fewer blocks. Overall, it's despite the fact that you have to be very careful with setting the minecart in place, essentially, you know, using a piston to put it there. As long as you're careful to do that, very safe to build overall. The problem is, it requires 3 ancient debris. That's not really an early game kind of thing. You need to be able to have a fairly secure nether, dig down, and all that. So it's not good to start off with. You know, if you've really got nothing there, it's relatively easy to build a slime farm of some sort. You know, gather up iron, redstone, and all that. Some sort of illumination block. I mean, you could even use pumpkins if you so desired, I think. And go to town on this. This really is a lot, you know, Ilmango's one is certainly a lot better suited to early game. So yeah, and ordinarily I would be using this as like a reference to help me build. So especially since Ilmango's video basically is a one-dimensional thing. I can rotate this to arbitrary angles and figure out what exactly it is. The problem is, as I pointed out earlier, it's that this is unassembled right here. You know, these 3 blocks and basically the entire control structure is one step back. If you, in contrast, compare this with what's on Ilmango's, this variation right here is actually with everything in place. I went looking through Ilmango's world file, and he doesn't have one which doesn't have this. So, you know, between possibly building myself and getting it wrong, or sort of winging it, I'm unfortunately kind of stuck using Ilmango's specs to continue to build it. So, if I seem to be sort of looking off screen quite a bit, there's reason for that. It's because I'm actually consulting with Ilmango's original video off screen and making sure that I've got everything a-okay. So with that, I might as well get started. Got my first pick, yes. One thing I have to do is replace these. This right over here corresponds to, oh shoot, it's 5 apart. 1, 2, right here. Five. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, you know, measure twice, cut once. So, same with this. Yeah, another difficulty with Ilmango's thing is he uses a number of client-side mods, which make it fairly like he's able to do things which you're not able to actually do within vanilla game itself. And so you're kind of left to struggle a little bit to figure out what exactly is going on. Right now I'm actually working a little bit from memory. Server going in again. Well, this part I should be able to just refer to here. Oh yes, redstone signal would go into the piston itself. So this one actually is facing this way. Means I should put the upwards facing one in first. See, that's other things I've got to juggle with this. You go there. I'm gonna put, oh, where is my terracotta? And that's a word. Oh, well, thank you. Hang on a sec, is that enough walls? I know there's supposed to be another 2 walls back there. Okay. I think I'm gonna need to manufacture some more walls. Thank goodness I'm basically inside my home right now, so fairly easy to actually do that bit if I so desire. Ugh. Nice try. Not what I'm looking for. Yeah, let's make this a little bit easier. There we go. Ta-da! Fuck. You can see those guys are facing up. Alright, so. Carry on with this side as well, too. You're gonna have to gravel out. You're gonna have to be graveled out. Yeah, I'll just replace you. Don't care. Another one of these. Technically, you're supposed to have 2 glowstone in front of all these in order to do it properly. Not really a concern for me, because I'll remember to add those in later. Oh, there. There you go. That all should be fine. That's most of the front, although I do need to add a slime block in here. Yeah, handy. Okay. Let's get you actually over there, since I might need you. I don't know why I decided to use cobble to help me build, you know, when dirt would be a little bit nicer. But what can you do? You go that way. Incidentally, while I was hanging around here, this part right here actually seems to be part of the slime chunk proper. I actually had a slime spawn right within here. I was wandering away to do other things. Cool. Okay, let me consult with my notes here. Okay. So far, so fine. Yeah, and the original Ilmango has none of these up here, but since I am actually working in a survival world with like no mob switch or anything like that, kind of helps to be a little bit more paranoid about such things. Alright, so get a slime. Actually, I need to put 3 in here. This now goes away. You go forward facing. You get a legit slime. Actually, no, the slime's directly in the middle. Sorry. You get a legit slime. Up top. Sadly, I cannot. No. Hold up. Normal pistons, yes. Perfect. You must go. Area is fully clear. This has to go too. Just a triangle here with no slimes heading back. At least at this stage, anyway. Okay. Go back to the front here. And yeah, we're going to build this little periscope type thing. It's 3 slime blocks up. But yes. That's okay, I got spare slime. There is a piston of this facing towards the back. No. As far as shared between the two. What? No, I can't, sadly. Unfortunately, on the Blender version, it's occluded, so wait, see what's happening there. YouTube tutorial. Yes, it is indeed a sticky piston. That was incorrect. No. Server pointing in. No, opposite side. Get rid of you. Bounce, bounce. Last. Wait, I did. No. 1, 2, break. I'll be back for you. Server putting in, and forgot about that. Good news is, I mean, there's nothing back there to push, but that is an example of sort of a failed build as far as I can tell. Or a failed build that I was going for. When I was building this thing, I was aiming not to activate anything involving these pistons. You know, so none of these would go off, none of these would go off, just to make absolutely sure that I didn't accidentally screw something up. And well, that didn't, work to plan. Fortunately, I got to clear out a little bit more area over here. As you can imagine, a 4-watt industrial strength mining machine is a little big. I'm going to have to be extra mindful all through here. Make sure that I'm not sticking any slime blocks on anything. Pretty much for the first couple of, at least until I manage to get everything appropriately. Yeah, you go here. And these are probably fine, but I don't want to take any chances with them. Eighth. Get glowstone just on top. There we go. Match that. That I need to go down. but the slime block underneath here. There we go, let's got that side. Let's fill in this side. One more. One down. Power up to get that glowstone on there. What triggered? One of these go off? It's so weird. Oh, this block changed because I was too close. Alright. Alright, that's a second failure. Sadly enough, I actually did the first time around with no failures. Wish I captured it on screen, but it's too late for me to stream. Haha. Ha. Yeah, I can let's just go right up here. And glowstone. Bam. Yeah, it was terribly amusing to... Yeah, I think I complained on stream. I don't know where it happened to my honey block. I don't get where my honey blocks go. And it was kind of the impetus for my whole, hey, you know, let's get more honey blocks by getting my beehives up. Well, turns out I actually used those honey blocks from the Borkon boar. So you actually saw them being used. Oops. What can I say? Focus on other things. Alas. Alright, I think that about works. Let me sync back up with the video on this side. Oh, right, of course. That's what I forgot. See how there's some slabs up top there? Okay. See how there's some slabs up top there on that side? Those need the same. So... there we go. Should have taken the top out first, though. Look at all this. Look at all this junk. I really should have gone through and cleared that first. I didn't think it was necessary. Boop. Okay, let's go up a bit and got that. I'm going to go from the center here just so I don't trigger any false piston things again. I did go through and make sure that a lot of the ceiling was clear. I think I explicitly made these sections, confirm these ones to be clear, but I'm sufficiently confident everything is fine. Got a little bit more of this, please. Well, at least a little bit of clearance on here. I think it'll actually pass through fine. I just don't want to take the chance. Alright. That in play. Throw that secondary one on top there. Scroll down. This really helped out with my cobble collection, that's for sure. Fun hitboxes of fences on display there. Alright, back to sync with the video. TNT dupers. These, basically, it's just a C following along right here, starting evenly with this. Is that incorrect? Yes, you go one beyond the edge. Okay. Power up again. That. Bring in. I collected a whole bunch of these roll fans. I wound up just accidentally wasting 3 by putting them in the wrong spot while building this off screen. Really not my finest hour. Checked it again. Slime block here. I've got my 2 C's in place. Think back up with the video again. Moving on from there. Right, yes, indeed, I do need 2 more walls. Sadly, I do not have any walls here. So let's see if I've got any in my toolbox. Why have I not started this? That's embarrassing. Yeah, no, 2 more. I lack 2 walls over here. Do I go for color coordination, or do I just keep out and use cobble? Also, I've got... Wait, but how much is it to build a wall? Yes, stone. It's 6 to build 6. Oh, yeah, I forgot about ingots. Alright, let's replenish my pick here since this poor thing's been hit. You know what? Let's do it. Why not? While I'm waiting for that, let's tidy up the inventory a little bit. Like, get rid of that andesite. See if anything spawned in the meantime. That's one thing I've got to be especially careful of, is mobs dropping in from the sky. There was actually Duckem, another Minecraft YouTuber, was running one of these things actually, had a creeper fall right in front of him immediately after he pressed the button to go. Blew up the control arm, blew up the front of the machine. Just a chain reaction to his entire machine. It was, I think he had, the maximum you can actually build this thing out to is about 128 blocks from where you are right here. Just that way. And yeah, it basically destroyed his entire machine. It was a very bad scene. Oh yes, let's get rid of some of my granite. I'm gonna keep pretty much everything else. I got note block, TNT. Hope I've got enough glazed terracotta. I only got one sitting right there. I think some of this, though, is only sort of used for this section right here. Where else I would need it within the design itself, and I'm not coming up with anything. You know, I've got those three, pretty much it. So I guess one more for the control arm. Yeah, so there'll be a second one coming in somewhere around over here, I guess. Ugh, yeah, no, look at that. That's going to destroy everything. Not so much that back that way, but this way, definitely. Pick up some of these. little bit more andesite in the process, I guess. I think that's close enough. Don't have to worry about these ones. These should, cross fingers, be blown up. Alright, I think that's long enough. Head back over here and grab my 6 stone. Yeah, no, I've got a full 16 now. That. I'm gonna make stone bricks. Okay, I'll make bricks then. Oh. I'll take one more stone brick, please. Thank you. Now I get myself a wall. Perfect. And yeah, I should tidy up my inventory a little bit. Like that andesite. Andesite be gone. Stone be gone. I don't think I'm gonna need you. All I'm definitely gonna need. Granite can go. Stone bricks can go too. Got no plans for you in the short term. I need to get rid of. No. All looking good. Alright. Very strange that I did not. Where was the wall? Oh, yes, right behind the coral fan. Boop. And then there should be a TNT block in there. As you can see, I did not put my TNT in because I was being paranoid. So, since I think I'm done with my walls, I'm gonna ditch you. Look at myself. Oh, shoot. What happened to my lapis? I think I got rid of it. You know what? Let's use some diamond blocks. Why not? As you can imagine, clearing out this area, I managed to pick up some really cool things. Like, you know, a little bit of diamond. Yeah, slightly munged, but I think that's probably due to Gator not quite being right. Most expensive, you know, replacements for TNT. Okay, now I need to build up on this side. Ditch. You go that way, and you go on top. It doesn't help either that Ilmango was building this in creative mode too. Oh, look at all that. Can't have that. Muck up their machinery, that's for sure. Punch. Well, I shouldn't have synced up too much, since I've got to put mine carts and rails on both of those. Yeah, I've got my rails right here. Yeah, I gotta rebuild this tower. Premature demolition. Oh wait, I gotta be back a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna need a minecart and a detector rail. 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 Minecart. Minecart. Alright, let's sync up with Ilmango again. Okay. Synced up. Make sure, yep, you are clean. It's just a standard 3 L shape. Hold on, good. Alright, now Ilmango would have us build this section right here. And he usually places the observer first here. That obviously would trigger this thing to fire. And in fact, if you actually look within his video, it does fire. And obviously no consequences to that. But we're trying to do this so there's no false fires whatsoever. There we go. You're not going up or down. Good. So let's bring you back. Boom. All right. Now I think his next move involves a sticky piston. So let's go back to this again. All right. 3 sticky pistons. Clean out a little bit more of this. There's a sticky piston. Goes atop there. Shoot, yeah. So I need to throw a little bit more slime on here. The sticky piston itself actually goes right in. Sticky piston actually goes right in the center right here. You have an empty space there. Ditto you. So pop you out. Piston. Out. Pop you out. One of the 2 that I need. Pop you out. Pop you out. Well, that's slime block. Shouldn't I? Alright, with that, I should now have 3 floating pistons in the air. All 3 of which are sticky. Oh no, they're not sticky. Shoot. Whoops. That's right, all I really need is you, and you, and you. Out. You out. Pop you out. Back to my original sticky piston count. Alright. Got 3 normal pistons now. Okay. that's enough. Now, basically, I sort of duplicate the setup I've got here with redstone and observers. It's sort of this weird configuration where they're sort of staring at one another. And they've got sticky blocks within there. All right. Turns out, yeah. Oh no, I actually need a sticky piston right here, facing this way. You go there. Go there. Yep. And then some redstone blocks. Out. There was a little bit of, yes, this in front. Okay, and now an observer pointing into here. So unfortunately, I gotta pop this out. Put the observer facing that way. Unfortunately, that's going to trigger that, but there's nothing it's actually connected to in terms of redstone, so it's not going to do anything. Likewise, I need to throw serve. Yeah. You need to go in there. You need to go in there. Trigger that. But it's just a normal piston, though, so it should be fine. Wait, no, that's right. I'm thinking the wrong way. You go there. But if I pop you out, you're going to trigger. So I need to leave you out. Yeah. Take a little bit of, it takes a little bit of thought to get this right. You're observing into there. I pop you out, and you fire, but you're not actually connected to a block, so it doesn't do anything. Well, there you go. Whereas these ones down here have a very similar outlook on life. For the topmost ones, yes. There's a slime block within here. You can see that design repeating down through here. And then wash, rinse, repeat right here. So, slime, out. I'm not going to remove that. It's something I quite often did, setting this up before. There we go. And if I remember correctly from his instructions, from Ilmango's instructions, you can actually turn this into just a normal block if you so desire. Since I might extend this out horizontally, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to leave that as a sticky block, and I've got plenty of sticky blocks anyway, or slime blocks anyway. But Ilmango also sort of recommends, hey, build a small one, get it to go for as far as you want, break it all down, and then build one that goes perpendicular to it in whatever direction you desire. I could build one that, blast it over this way, although that would take out my stairwell up, which is kind of inconvenient. Or I could continue blasting this way into the ocean. I think I'm kind of in favor of that. Not mine very far down this shaft. Yeah, wash, rinse, repeat with that one instead. Alright, so that takes care of all the top ones. See, the bottom ones are a little bit special here, so I'll consult with the video again, although it looks super sus. No, I think the upper ones actually are a different pattern. The lower ones are different, so. Okay. Alright, I'm still missing some upper blocks. You can see that there's some additional stuff on top of those that is not present on there. So I need to tower up and get up top here. Without triggering an observer, I hope. switch you, please. Thank you. You're facing sideways, you're fine. You can see that there's a sticky right on top of here. This is actually just a normal piston right here. This direction. And again, sticky right over here. Piston over here. Lock, yes. Out some of these. Weirdly close to my design there. Especially since there's a slime block right over there. Really should have done a better job of clearing this out, but it works. You can see that looks like it's going to be low enough. But of course, this is a machine I have never actually run before, let alone successfully built. Sorry, never successfully built, let alone run before. A little caution is warranted. Alright, but with that though, I think I'm done the top. And Ilmango actually literally said in the video that, yeah, you can replace this with a normal block, so boom. Obviously, my experience last night did sink in a little bit. Now I gotta fast forward to where he builds the lower portions. There's always sticky pistons next to these. They're always facing backwards. Okay, well, no, I've got that. Sticky piston there, facing backwards. Oh, I jumped ahead a little bit in the thing there. That's why I'm not quite synced up with what Ilmango is saying right now. Observer, normal piston, honey block. Observer is looking into this thing right here. Okay, let's just focus on building this part here. Get bopped. And this is going to fire into this block, but it's not going to actually trigger anything. That's fine. Yeah, see? Right there. Oh yes, and now I need a piston on top of there and a honey block on top of here. Honey block is simply so that these two blocks don't interfere with one another. Honey doesn't stick to slime and vice versa. It allows you to sort of have two parallel things going at the same time. Honey block is not right on top of the slime piston. Like that. Normal piston. Facing back this way, so I actually technically did that wrong. Up. 3, 2, 1. No. Much too late there. There we go. See, this lines up with what we got there. Line block. Sorry, that pointing into that. These two right next to each other. I think that's fine. I think the rest is just a bunch of slime right there. And into there. Okay, no, this one is a little bit different. Actually, no, this observer and all that. Okay, so I've caught up with Ilmango. Really, it's just slime all the way in, just as it looks. Now, although that section is separate, is distinct simply because it's got a control arm hitched up to it. Now, this creates a nice... Oh, yep, confirmed on that. Need to do something special for this. That again, Ilmango. And this is basically just a recapitulation of what happens up there. So, I need to place a... You're going to fire, which unfortunately is going to cause you to fire. Blow up anything? No, it does not. Okay. And then I pop an observer in here. You're going to go again. Okay, but you didn't blow anything up. You know, and then basically this carries on this design from the upper part. But since I'm not actually going beyond there, I'm actually just going to end right here. And that provides enough power to actually cause this piston to trigger. Now this observer is going to cause this one to go. Nothing's going to happen to that. And now this one is going to come along and trigger that. Otherwise, you would, if I was actually going to terminate it right here, I would put the observer right where that slime block is in the center right there. But no, I'm going to carry on like this and pretend like I'm moving forward, even though I'm not. Just because later on I would kind of like the option necessarily. It only cost me one additional slime block. So what do I care? Will be good enough? Alright. That was another thing that I screwed up last time too. There's an entire section that Ilmango talks about that you need in order to figure out the additional stuff like here. Like at this point in his video, if you don't mind me laughing a little bit, he talks about this is tough to do when taking up CPU over there. At this point in the video, he starts talking about, okay, well, you know, now we need to do two separate things. And at that point, actually, I'd pause and like, okay, well, two separate things. Fast forward, you know, see what happens for the manual arm version I want. You know, the note block where you hit it and it triggers forward. What I missed, though, is immediately after he said, yeah, and there's two different ways to do it, here's a part that you need to build, which is common to both. And so when I was building my version, it didn't have any of this bits back here, which is another reason why it blew itself up. Yay, fun. Okay, right now I'm just going to confirm that I've got that complete. I may have missed some portion of it, but I think so. This one actually doesn't connect over to a control arm as far as I know, so it should just simply work as is. forward. Yeah, now he's talking about the other way to actually activate this is to use a minecart. Essentially, you hop in the minecart and you move forward, and it basically is like a permanent on-off switch. And that way, you're actually like right next to the TNT and can observe things. The problem, though, is it's not necessarily the most efficient if you actually want to mine things. Simply because you're probably going to have one more TNT go off simply by the process of pulling it back. Almost always, if you're actually trying to get, ores and all that, which I am in this case, I'm not just sort of blasting through. What you want is the manual version, simply because you can stop it immediately. So, yeah, in this case, I think that's exactly what I need. Get forward a little bit. Currently talking about how to build the activation arm over here. I'm at the part where he says, "Yeah, this is functional." I don't know. Right now, I'm reconsidering my option to build a second control arm on here. The main reason why that would be great is basically it means I trigger this block, TNT goes, boom. I go work on the mine face and all that, try and clean it up. In the process of doing that, I'm walking over here. And now I come back and hit a second arm right over here. This triggers the TNT to go forwards. Again, I walk back, do any sort of cleanup right over here. And that's essentially it. This sort of gets into a basic repetition. If I leave the machine as is like this, I hit the button, I go over, collect my stuff, and I walk back, and then I hit the button. Not the most efficient way. Having said that, this thing should be functional right now. And there's no reason I can't actually build the control arm in future. I have the full diagram for what to do here. The tricky part, of course, is being very careful with observers not to trigger them to accidentally go. So do I spend another 15 minutes building a control arm? And especially if I do, for whatever reason, decide to extend out this way, I kind of have to destroy the control arm. Basically tear this down, extend there's a little control doohickey which comes across the top here. Extend this down even further to where I want to go, and then rebuild the control arm all the way down there. Kind of tempting, just because I should have the materials for it. It's easy to step back and forth. I do have to put up with the annoyance of having to sort of work across the top of the machine. You know what? I originally talked myself out of it. I think I'm talking myself back into it. Alright, let's carry on and see what the directions are over here. Alright. This part is entirely new too. I have not actually worked on this whatsoever. This point right over here, slime block. Then I throw redstone right here. And then diagonally up from this, let me transition off to some cobble. Basically right where I'm standing now, note block. Alright, but I have to build up anyway. You can see I'm kind of dangerously close to this, so go through and tidy up some of this. Usually faster with a beacon. I don't have a beacon yet. That actually, after my short-term plans are to go back to cleaning up the adventuring area over there, since I haven't really sort of, I kind of left the secondary spider spawner in sort of like a half-finished, well, mostly finished, but it could use a little bit of pizzazz. And I've been trying to think of other things I can add to it, like, some sort of suffocation mechanism, for instance, to kill off the spiders. Problems I've got with that is all the suffocation mechanisms I can think of don't really work with the setup I've got there. Essentially you sort of have to trap them behind the ways that I've seen that sort of use that involve like a fence gate to keep them back and all that, but I really sort of like the way I've got there because it really helps the experience. And the problem with that is simply that partial blocks, like stairs and slabs, don't cause suffocation damage. You get crushed by them, I mean, you're stuck in there, but you're not going to get hurt. So, I take the slabs I've got up top and I crush them down. That's not going to hurt any spiders. It's a half slab and not going to cause any damage. I take the two stairs which are beside, those two hoppers that are there, and I shove them in. That's not going to cause any suffocation damage either. Because again, they're stairs. They're considered transparent blocks, no suffocation damage. Take the hoppers and shove them up. Well, now they're going into the slabs that I've got up top. No suffocation damage. There's no way to actually create sort of a suffocation thing. I would have to basically redo that entire thing, where it's now got sort of like a secondary thing. Yeah, no, it really doesn't seem worth it. I can't think of any good improvements to that, which would cause any damage. And, typically you would have sort of like some fall damage imposition thing on that, but this is cave spiders that we're talking about. There's no way to actually cause, fall damage on them. Am I going to regret getting rid of my thing? Okay, yes. Really need this, but to be fair to me, I need it on this side. You're not contributing anything. Fine. Here. I need to go on top of here and lay an observer down. Needs a little bit of jumping. Needs a little bit of duck jumping. There we go. And sticky piston. Alright, well, you know what? I can do this section in the meantime. I need access to honey blocks. Here and here. And then slime block here. Here. Check whether or not that's sticky piston out. It is indeed a sticky piston. Alright. Alright, now before I bring myself down off of that, got more pistons to build up here. So I actually got to go this way. Throw a sticky block on top of here. So all this has got to go. An observer somewhere around over here too. Pop a lot of you out. Nope, that'll work. You, on top, get a little slime block hat. You get a normal piston. Okay, I do this, can't I? There we go. Ouch. And now there's an observer. Points into... Oh yeah, and a sticky piston which goes back here. Grab a little bit of you. But now that observer has to go into here. So if I do the traditional thing where I put, slime block, observer, break that block, that's going to trigger that. This is bad news. What I'm going to have to do, slime block, break that slime block, break that slime block. Gonna have to move this a little bit too. No, okay. I don't think I need honey blocks for the moment. Now I bop that. That's gonna go fine because I removed the block, and so it's not going to transmit to anything. Okay, and now there you go. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put a sticky pin up there. But that's okay. This one actually I should be able to do on my own. Cool. Looks about right. This part I should be able to verify with the Blender file I've got too. I mean, Blender is terribly handy for laying it. How's Ilmango do next? Okay, I gotta go to the opposite side now. But this is the main connector right here. I tap this. This is gonna lead a redstone. This is gonna lead a redstone signal down here. Ilmango calls it an instant line. There. Up until about here. Hopefully now. Problem is with the arc of this concrete, it's probably sorry, the arc of the TNT. It's probably going to come along, graze the ceiling right here. Sadly, I do have to pop away some of this, I think. Hope I can get away with, leaving this in place, but I don't think I can. I got enough short-term memory to be able to remember just what exactly to do in this situation, too. Well, I did run away from building the machine. Okay, I think that's going to work out relatively well. Take another line of these just in case. Or pickaxe. I'm probably going to have to rejuvenate it sometime in the downtime between now and next stream. Alright. Now I've got to float up top here. According to Ilmango, I'm going to start right around in here. Observer up top and a series of slime blocks. Which means, sadly, I got to climb up. Give myself a little bit of space, just because there's an observer right there. don't think I'm going to form like any fence gates, like what you saw triggering it early on in stream, but I mean, why take the risk? Hello, guy. Thank you. Okay. Up. I should be able to work on this from up above. You need a block right up there. Oh, sorry, blocks right over here. Line blocks, yes. Line blocks in front of this observer. This observer's got to face this way. That way I got a little bit more room to get up there. Die. Guess I can make it up this way. There we go. I'm almost, I'm pretty close to where Ilmango is. He's actually, I think, floating a block or two back this way, but whatevs. That works. Alright, let's see what comes next. Blah, 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 blah. He's talking about what he made for a custom version. But it looks like I've only got 2 in front when I need 3. And there needs to be a sticky piston right over here. You come here. Actually, hang on a sec. Yeah, I'm going to bop you out. Put you in. Sticky piston. Oh. You two go. Yeah. Picked up that slime. Power back up. Yeah. You can kind of tell by my inventory that I'm getting close to the end here. Bunch more, which goes down here. Ilmango actually, at this point in the video, placed another sticky piston over there. I'm going to ignore that for now, since I know he's building out to it eventually. Okay. Now I take my redstone blocks. One right there. Extend. I'm going to go down, actually. Is A, there's supposed to be a slime block right there. B, there's supposed to be a regular piston right over here. Verify that. Yep, regular piston. Block right there. A backwards facing observer. Get back up here. The observer is right on the sticky thing right over here. So in fact, I should be able to do it from here, actually. You go here. You go here. You get bopped out for the observer. But the problem is if I put the observer in and then break that, that's going to activate this piston right over here, which could potentially screw things up. So I also got to pop you out. Now, over here. That's not. Oh, shoot. Triggered something. Whew, okay. Oh, I guess there's some quasi-connectivity stuff going on there. Dang. That's annoying. But, good news is, these are still back. These, once the thing is fully assembled, should be shoved in here. So, destroyed anything yet? Should be fine? Cross fingers? Now, let's point according to the instructions. You connect in these. So, there's 3 slime blocks. Okay. This comes in. I've got a sticky piston facing towards me. Got a redstone block right over there. And this one should have a server pointing in, I believe. But I should be able to get this by going over here. Can't jump that high. Shoot. Like, I gotta verify the orientation of this observer. Yep, observer pointing into the slime block. Good. So it goes right there. Points into the... Let's tower back up. Right up against here. Oh, shoot. Facing the wrong way. Oops. I actually need to go over here. Point this way. There we go. I want you, observer. Yeah, there you are. And now I am safe to put that in there. Good, and this is the same basic pattern, I believe. Excellent. In fact, I can get up there. This block, this thing should just repeat here. Forgot about the piston below. Alright, so you get slime block, and you get normal piston. I gotta tower up again. Dang it. Whoop. Like that. Okay. Now this is a repeating pattern, so if I was paying attention, I should be able to figure it out. Whew, okay. Alright. And now we carry on the pattern. So, suppose, yeah, I could just follow along right there. You see there's 3 blocks through there, sticky piston, redstone. 1, 2, 3. Sticky piston. Oh, sticky piston. Redstone. Now, if I head over here, slime block right in here. Server facing this way. Pop you in. Sync up again with what Ilmango's doing. Got that right, got that right. And those 2 down below, yes. Slime block. Time at least I've got this to stand on. Oh, lost regular piston. Piston. Ugh. I did this once or twice when I was working on the machine last night. Whoop. Alright. Do this. I can do that. Sweet. Go away. Jump up here. Clean off a little bit more of the ceiling here, please. Yep, there's enough gap up there, so I'm going to put that. Clean off a little bit of that too. Okay. That's technically not the first time I've slid down this honey block, but pop sound. Alright, almost there. Okay. And at this point, up on top here. Perfect. Now you see that sticky piston over there? Perfect, okay. I don't have enough slime blocks to complete this. What happens is I now come along through here, connect this up along over here. So I need 1, 2, 3 more. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm missing a slime block right here too. Pop that in. Alright, well. Minecraft wouldn't be Minecraft if people didn't give you proper instructions on how to build this. Now, Ilmango didn't actually give you any sort of, parts list or anything for that. Let's check my inventory. No, I've got nothing there. I got this inventory list off of somebody else. And, I mean, obviously I was trusting them to be able to do everything correct, and they did not count correct. So alas, I gotta go back upstairs and get this. So, we're going too far. Double check that everything is safe here. These things up here have me a little bit worried, but a lot of, good illumination into here. Ooh, although that could be a spot for a creeper to pop in. Okay, we'll tell you what. Ton of blocks. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about anybody popping in that way. Anything else major? Probably. Good. Not gonna touch you. All right. Got myself a little bit. Probably use it. Probably run a few things upstairs too. Now that I think of it. Diamond blocks. Yep. I want you upstairs. I'm gonna mine the other ones and bring them back. Redstone, I think is done. Boat. I don't really need you. All be good. Take the carrot. Oh no, I can't take the carrot with me. Do that though. I've got tons of andesite and diorite upstairs, so I can afford to lose all that. I do want the carrot. I don't know, yes, and the shovel too. The shovel is actually intended to go for my nether gear. I just keep forgetting to put it in there. And I got rid of this block here too. Just need the nearby slime farm, you know. What I've got is good enough as it stands. Alright, time to head upstairs. It'd be nice if I had some sort of fast upstairs thing to do, but you know, I should probably consider installing a bubble elevator or something. But when I was designing this area in the first place, no, I'm not going to dip into that because I know that I'm going to need this to build Borkon's tunnel bore. I'm kind of running out of time at this point. I think I'm going to be able to build much there. Why would you do that? What is wrong with you, Enderman? My goodness. You're gonna be stuck in there for now. I think 36 is gonna be plenty. You. Oh yes. Granite. We're going to get rid of any granite. I'll get rid of a little. You're gonna have to go in the overflow chest. Oh yes, iron I can get rid of. Especially since I'm... Okay, but my iron supply isn't too bad for me. Obviously, compared to the hardcore people who do this, it's kind of lousy, but well... Work. Oh yes, and my diamond block. Or are you up there? Probably. Got 7 lapis up here, but I barely use my enchanting table anymore, so... I'm not sure I see much of a harm with it. Fire coral, I think I can get rid of that. Yeah, you see I've got tons of spare fans. These, okay, obviously are not proper stuff. These two right here should be fine. Ender, buddy got too. Wow, there's 2 of them. No, you know what? I don't really need this right now. Alright, TNT. Now another shovel goes downstairs. That needs... Alright, I think I'm pretty much ready to go. Oh yeah, and the coal I can get rid of too. Hey, you know what? Oh, okay. Eyes down. Ash. Cobble in there. Cobble in there. Cobble, and I've got tons downstairs, so what do I care? And yeah, a little bit of granite, because why not? Quite a cleanup job later, aren't I? Enderman! And I'm going to split this up a little bit, too. I need more slime blocks to compensate for the fact that I'm... You know, I stole, you know, some honey blocks to help complete that, so I'm going to put a little bit of slime back there. Should help with that. I'm done with honey blocks, but I'm not 100% sure. Iron shovel should go back over there. Arrow cannon I should keep. Everything else I think is fine. I mean, I don't think I really need my boat. I'll stash it away. Everything else I think I'm fine with. a little bit of emergency water for whatever reason. Yeah, let's make it 2 so I can make an infinite. Yeah, I think that's about it. Alright. And down we go. If I'm lucky and this thing works, basically all I'm really going to do, I'm not actually going to do any serious mining on stream. Because do you really want to watch me run around and giggle with glee while building all this? Probably. Well, while destroying all this? Probably not. I think I'll run it 1 or 2 times just to make sure it basically works. Looking for mobs. Mobs. Better to flush them out now. Or anything comes along. And that's one thing I have not done with this machine yet. I think I mentioned, yeah, Dockham built a water curtain behind here, which obviously I want to have full access to. Be great to have, you know, some flying machines back here, just laying out a little bit of carpet. Not only that, but I can throw some additional light blocks up there too. Ilmango actually sort of talked about some modifications to make it a little bit safer. You can see right up here, this area is relatively dark. So throwing some things up there would prevent mobs from spawning on top of the machinery when I'm not using it. Obviously, that's not good. Probably carry on and finish that. Alright, in the meantime, I've got to carry on and get this going. Since I might using these blocks. Really come that close? Hang on, I want to double check this. Yep, it's diagonal. Alright. First, though. Goes up first. I don't know, connects to that. Obviously, it's going to be a problem. Quite an area here just to build this thing. You can see why I went to try and why my aim was always to build Borkons first. And look at all this. Look at all this. Oh, good. One here. There. Zoom tight. I think that's it. Alright. According to Ilmango, the machine is done. Is it actually done? Who knows? Could be a very serious boondoggle. But obviously, it is not actually done because I've got some gold blocks sitting where there should be real things going on. I have not added all the lights up front. There we go. That's all set up. If I try and go any further on there, lights will actually explode, which is not good. But yeah, I need to throw some more blocks there, sadly. Alright. Let's arm this. Need that too. Yeah, sure, granite, you go. Okay. Now, will this trigger that to go? I'm a little sus. I should have brought that in there too. Now I'm super paranoid about this, because I think there was a time while testing last night where I slapped TNT on that. But I thought this was forward. I slapped on there, the detector rail and minecart triggered this to go because this hitbox overlapped. And that caused things to blow. But now I'm doubting myself and thinking maybe that actually is what caused it. Go back upstairs and grab my coral just so I can do a quick test run. Apologize for the delay, but I do not want to blast this machine given how much effort I put into it. I mean, this is an hour and a half you've seen on stream. I spent probably a good hour and a half building the other half up. Yeah. Better to sacrifice some coral. Figure out whether or not it works. Okay. And can I put a little bit of TNT there? Okay, I'm gonna put one spare just in case. Obviously, I don't care if anything up front here goes away. Let's take my coral fan. That right there. I have a fence. I think that's in here, actually. Try and set this up more or less as it should be. Here are a bunch of blocks. Yep. This out. Yeah, and that should be a pretty good proxy for what exactly will work here. So. Yes. All right. Up TNT. I think it's this. Whew, thank you. Okay, let's bring up my silk touch since I totally blanked on doing that last time. Sure. Got a dead brain coral found. This is first. I don't care. I don't really know why I bothered to rescue all that. Alright. Good to know. Pull back though. Right. Let's put some blocks down just so I'm not doing the jumping thing, because that could hurt pretty badly. Alright. Whew! I think I came along and checked this stuff. Jeez. Okay. You out? Escape route is to just run right. Took out part of the machinery. Good. Got more glowstone while I was up there. Shoot. I can always just put some temporary torches up there. Yeah. Here's armed. Now's the last moment I've got for checks. Alright. I'm going to use this at least. I'm going to use what I've got here at least as a basis. Not going to take it too seriously, simply because I know that what I've got sitting right here isn't a full reflection of what I've got over here, but some portions of it should line up exactly. Now, like I can see, for instance, this red notebook should move forward, but that kind of makes sense. This arm, after all, is going to move forward, I think, a little bit. Should be okay. First part has 2 lanterns on it. Good, good, good. They're not present in the Blender version, but whatever. We've got observers facing up. These. Yep. Observers facing backwards and all those. I'm just going to have to trust those. I believe are sticky pistons? Yes. Make sure I got 4 sticky pistons. Good. And good. All right, 2 across and 1 there. Visible on top of the terracotta. Nothing there because that's a gap. 2 across, 1 there. Perfect. Should be a redstone immediately there. Same with that. Perfect. Okay, I've got a tower of 3, observer, and piston. Got a T shape which aligns with the terracotta right over there. Good, good, good. Blink some lights, and of course, slabs atop. And likewise, 3 atop. Observer pointing sideways. Piston backwards. 3 aligning with those. Perfect. Head back over here and confirm the control arm portion. I've got note block. This is interesting. I got a different direction for that one. There. Pointing down. That one's pointing up. A lot of sense though. Where's my observers? Am I completely out of observers? I can't be. Yes, I'm completely out of observers. Hey, yeah, no, why is that arrow pointing in the wrong direction? According to my diagram, it should be up, but it's pointing down. Oh. I see. The textures are screwed up. So I can't rely on the Blender thing for texture directions. Alright, well, a bit less panic on my side and more existential dread. I got everything correct. Alright. Back over there. Now, let's show you the example that I've sort of got right here. You can see right underneath this observer right here, there's sort of an arrow facing in the opposite direction. If I go look back to the game proper, you can see the observer is facing the right way. It's got the proper orientation, but the arrow is incorrect. What was facing to the back is now facing towards the front. So the texture is just completely misaligned from that. I mean, that implies that if the texture is backwards on it, as you can sort of see on the other ones, it's fairly consistently backwards. Then that implies that, yeah, I actually got that right. If it's always backwards, yeah, everything there should be fine. Well, sorry, all the observers should be pointed in the proper directions. Okay. Piston slime block, 2 honey blocks right here, 2 slime blocks, and a normal piston going back. Slime piston going forward here. Slime piston indeed. Piston, slime, block, observer. And there should be a carriage of 4 underneath with 1 atop. Got a piston up there. Swapping 5 down. Good. Got two lights sort of sitting over here. And the basics of this. Alright, and as you can hopefully see, climb block, piston, pointing into... That's another slime block in there. All by the blur in there. Got an observer. Oof. Go ahead. Oh, thunder. Yeah, according to, remember the whole, it's got to be, if the texture is facing one way, it's all correct. Well, if you look carefully at the texture here, the arrow is pointing down. As transition back over here, the arrow is pointing down on this block too. Whoops. Oh, so much for that thing. Either it's not as consistent as I thought, or I screwed that up. Let's transition back over here. I'm just going to delete that. That's down, facing up into the lantern. Now this I trust to get it right. If you're facing forward, the arrow has to be this way. Alright, arrow faces towards the... According to this, it's backwards. I trust that. Did I get this thing backwards? Let me go back to Ilmango's video. See what is on the up there. Meantime, we get a wonderful thunderstorm. Gotta fast forward a little bit to figure out where exactly that section is. On over here now. Backwards this way. Oh, there we go. Found the section. Actually just building what I was looking for. Okay, so this observer has to be facing down. Whew, okay. Wait a minute. He said downwards facing observer. And then changed this around so it was facing the other way. Ilmango! This isn't correct. This has to be facing this way. These ones are facing up and down, right? Be able to pop this out? Okay. This has to go up. So, where's my... Oh, thank you. You're firing into there. Okay. Whew, okay. Check that out. On this side, the sticky piston going this way. Normal piston going outside the sticky piston. Sticky pistons? Okay, can I check in on this side? Yep, you're another sticky piston. Good. Okay, back on track. See? Pair this back to... Done? Perfect, okay. You're up, you're down. Sticky. All that. Here. Normal piston this way. Look up there. Going this way. I'm going to assume it's got to be a sticky piston. That's just a normal piston. Okay, that section looks clear. Yeah, and this now carries on with the pattern that was before. So, got redstone block, a sticky piston going this way into that. You've got two observers set up like this with slime blocks over there, and this is special. I'm kind of ignore that. Two going across over there. Oh yes, and there should be a piston and honey. No, honey block up there actually. Oh, let's transition back over here. No, piston and sticky up there. Got a piston and a sticky block right there. Perfect. Those are kitty corner into this. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Along here, but don't take too much serious about its position. This is probably going to go forward a little bit further. Don't treat it too seriously. There's a light block right here. This one, no, Ilmango didn't add any illumination on this. This is just a stray light block that he put on there. Do it myself, or leave it without. You know what? Be pedantic. In the model? Why the heck not? Gonna have to. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have to torches on top of all this before I finish up the stream. But okay, two across, redstone, sticky piston, normal piston, these two key corner, that on top, and that pointing into honey block. I'm just going into there. There. Okay. Is indeed a honey there. If I did this right, there should be almost like a checkerboard pattern of slimes. Oh yeah, I think there's a water area up there. Facing directly towards me. So, presumably behind this wall. Of course, it'd be funny if I broke through and then mobs started pouring through. I remember that area being somewhat porous. So, and here I am wandering around in Minecraft, and you're not able to hear me because you're busy looking at this screen. So let's get back to verification. You guys are fine. Yep, and you've got those two, and this is supposed to... Ilmango has this terracotta. I don't care. I'm using a slime block. Well, that's maybe why I was short on slime blocks. I bet you the original actually was basically like, yeah, we're going to terminate right here. And so Ilmango didn't bother with some of the extra slime blocks. Okay. That explains what the discrepancy in slime blocks. All right. Let's carry on looking over here. Line carts. The control panel is 4 across, 2 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 across. Down, yep. Got an observer sticking out the side there. Sticky. Could be a slime block. Yeah, that all looks fine. Got these 2 extras up front, which is not present on Ilmango's design. TNT is in place. Do we see? I think we see. Do it from the canonical side. All right. Now, if everything goes to plan, nothing should happen. You'll get flying machines going back and forwards. No TNT will actually be launched. So let me get an eye on TNT over here. Okay, good. Got these flying machines in place here. Yeah, we've got those TNT dupes up in there. Okay. So now it actually should match exactly what's on there. And go forward. Go forward. This is gonna go. But are you guys aligned still back here? These all look aligned. Okay, so this is a dud. It will be because I didn't put that in properly. Do I still have my terracotta? Yes. And that's an observer into there, so that's not going to harm anything. Let's pop terracotta back in there. This part did not go forward. Why did it not go forward? Hang on a second, I'm going to confirm with that terracotta. You really should have pushed forward. But there should still be one gap in there. Fine. Hang on a sec. And now that I'm looking at this, actually, these should be one block forward. This entire line didn't fire correctly. I got live TNT, a broken machine. Yay. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go back and sort it out on my own time. I think you've been looking at this, but at least thank goodness for all these checks and all that to actually verify that yes, this thing is broken. This should have been moved forward, and this line actually should have been moved forward as well. So presumably it got stuck on something right over here. Yeah, these all should have moved forward one. Something went wrong. Possibly I didn't clear things out well enough. Air gaps all through here though, so I don't see that causing any sort of problem. Alright, well you know what? We will come back to this. With me, lapis. Where's my lapis down here? Well, I might be needing these, so I'm going to store you guys down here. Ditto the honey blocks, especially if I need to repair anything. Coral blocks I might as well take up with me. Stone slabs I'm going to keep down here too. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and detector rails I should move down here. I'm going to grab some cobble just to make a bit of room here. Lapis. Yeah, let's move lapis back over here. Yeah. Over in this gigantic thing. I've got a giant stack of diamonds over here. In fact, I split my diamonds between upstairs and downstairs. You can see I've actually got almost like an entire second set of iron down here. This is all intended for like repairs and such. So yeah, probably add a little bit of extra cobble. Let's throw all that upstairs. Oh, I got some stone slabs too. I'll grab you just in case. Sensor, don't need you. There. Yep, let's head back upstairs then. So, sadly, Ilmango's boar is done. I'll have to come back to it and debug it off stream. Bit of a pity, because, I mean, if something goes wrong, it's going to make a big boom, and that might make for entertaining viewing, but do everything I can to make sure that that doesn't happen. Oh yeah, I should get rid of my cobble first. And then transition off the good armor to the nether armor. Good jerk. Enderman. Good buddy. Let's see your friend. Okay. I'm gonna keep my eyes down just in case. There. Start loading all this stuff up. Just a little bit more down just in case. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Fueled. Probably leave it upstairs. Okay, coral. I'm gonna put it back in its spot. I can't even put it back in there. Dead. Okay, is there anything I can sacrifice from here? And it, besides, if I want to complete Ilmango's thing, to get that curtain to work, I need a row of ice. So, more work required. I want to do the flower pot. Tell you what. Do I have room in here? No. Move the flower pot over here. We have a junk drawer. Here, I'm going to move the coral fan here. Transition these up. Move you around too. Works a little bit there that way. Okay, diamonds! There you go. Transition off the diamonds off. I actually got a little bit more iron up here than I do down there. An equal number of lapis too. I'm gonna leave the slime balls like that. Yeah. Alright. Good change from the nether. In fact, might as well trigger this too. Off stream, I'll come back and figure all that out. They have... all their honey has been captured into bottles. Without angering the bees either. Nice tip if you're ever worried about that. Okay. Transition these off. Do all up. Now I want Swinger, nether pick, lousy iron shovel. Oh. Up, up, up. Boat, come with me. Arrow cannon could come up there. Ooh, over here. Here. A little bit of emergency wood with me just in case. Oh, right. Yeah, I'll put the axe up there. I want to keep the iron pick a little bit separate since it is distinct. Can I take a shield with me? I've got enough spare banners. I think I'll be fine. And shields are pretty cheap to manufacture, so I will take that after all. Oh yeah, and since I'm going to the nether, what's the point in water? Well, actually, it might be handy to capture lava, so I'll keep one bucket with me. Alright. Torches would be handy. Transition over to my traditional there. Gold bow. Alright. Hopefully, all I need for Borkons. Here. Do a quick double check. Oh. Checking on the other monitor what exactly I might as well let you have a look at what's on there. On this lovely monitor. Alright, I'm gonna need 3 ancient debris. I've got 6, yay. Might as well leave 3 up here just in case. I do want all my TNT. My original plan was actually just to go through and do conventional mining, but I even have time for that now. Yeah, I'm technically over time at this point. I've probably got just enough time to build Borkon's thing. 4 pistons? 5 pistons, but I think that's 2 sticky and 3 normal. Note block for control, of course. Bunch of slime blocks for sliming. Stone wall. Servers. TNT, obviously. Labs. Rail, minecart. Let's use the smaller. Oh, and a button, of course, to help trigger that. Yeah, I'm bad for remembering flint and steel, so let's take that with me now. What are you doing down here? Maybe if I want to go to the nether, I go out the front door. Good. Downstairs, another one. All right, let's get grinding. Oh, you missed out on all that. Sorry. I was double checking I had everything for Borkons, but that means you didn't miss much. Oh no, that's right. Going down, I need to go down. Like actually down. Get on. A little bit of parkour necessary to get up here. Well, alright, now decision time. Remember last stream? What was that? Problem. Whatever. Remember last stream? I came out and built like a little area for myself to drill down through here. But you notice I placed it 9 blocks away. So in fact there's going to be a giant wall sort of right through here. Given that this is a TNT dispenser, which basically has unlimited TNT, that really makes a lot of sense. It would be much wiser, just to make sure I don't have any mobs coming, to actually take advantage of that and mine through here. So I should actually go underline right down here. Solid-ish, solid, solid. Yeah, somewhere right in here. Yeah, I think this will do good. This right here is where I should be building my here. So let's tidy up this area a bit. Down 1 level 2. I'm gonna need a bit of a wide berth here. Bit of gold. Don't mind if I do. Or I could use a bit of rejuvenation anyway. Take a little bit off the top. Just so. Hey, you know what? Let's go through a little bit of wood here. I'm going to go to where I had the cannon placed. Set down crafting bench. And at this point, create myself a little bit of a chest. Okay. Now you, I'm gonna throw in TNT, flint and steel. That'll be all I need. Oh, and I should probably consolidate this down into there. C. Something like that. Okay. Now, center line right. You're a little bit too close. So center line should actually be right here. Yeah, right here. That one a little bit more. This is what I figured out. Right through here. Now you're just slate. Okay. Right. Leave you there. Let's get a building. Now, one problem is I don't remember exactly how to build this. I mean, I know sort of the basics of it. Like 3 inch debris up front. Trust my original design. Okay. A little bit of this. Need to be at least 3 high. Probably clear out a little bit extra just in case. Works. Now where's my shroom light? On there. Ow, for the problem. Is it normal piston or sticky? I think the ones facing all forward. Yeah, the ones facing forward are all normal piston. So since this one is facing backwards, sticky piston. Yep. All right. Backwards facing one. Right here. Oops, that's right, it's facing towards me. Oops. This way. Now you get normal piston. Base. Oh, there's my observer collection here. I want the button. Come on, give me the button. You go this way. I'm gonna just temporarily pull you out because my next move is going to be putting a fence post in here. Boat can go over there. That's gonna trigger that, and that would have triggered the piston potentially. Don't want that. So you get a fan on top of you. Confirming that. And atop there is a block. I'll take my slabs now, please. Get the food out of the way. Will be a TNT in there. And then I need 2 upper slabs. Perfect. And these are 2 slam blocks right here. Good. Now. Alas, I'm going to destroy part of the walkway right here. This would be a glow block. Okay, and I can place the TNT down. That's right, I just verified this works, actually. go right there. Secondary block. I'm just gonna use shroom light. Why not? That up there. And now you get rail minecart. There we go. Make sure that this does not go off. I'm going to carry on building the rest of this bit. Okay, so I need to put down a light block 1, 2, 4 back. 1, 2, 3, right there. 1, 2, 4. You get a shroom light. You get a piston. Backwards facing, that means sticky piston. I gotta in through a lot of this. There has to be a note block right there. Note block. Line blocks atop. Normal piston this way. Cool, cool, cool. Sticky piston. Right, this way. Line block top. Oh, and I should put back this piston too. There we go. Which way are these observers facing? Facing this way. So what makes the most sense on the schematics? All these ones face forward except the observer that's in here. Shoot, that's what I'm missing. Come with me. All of these observers face to the rear, except for this one. Pistons. Oh, but if I put you down, you're gonna complain that, hey, got that. So you gotta go in first. Okay, and then finally my last ancient tree right up front. Observe the change there and fire that. You've obviously got to observe this. You need... normal piston? Normal piston. Oh no. Incorrect. There we go. You two. Backwards facing observer for this. This. Like that, thank you. This. this. Now, tidy some of this up. Hopefully this all works from memory. Okay, not quite memory. I've got some reference in front of me, but too much. No. Okay, you know what? Let's quit the hopping. There we go. So you're there. Right, I need to throw there. In my direction to run if things go sideways. Where's the wee little button? Perfect. Okay. Come with me. Come with me. Let's see if this bad boy works. Yes, it does. Let's get it out of the way of this section over here. And since I'm mostly just going for ancient debris, I don't really care about anything else. Gold and all that can just go away. You can also see why I love Borkon's design too. It's so much simpler than what Ilmango has. Let's check down here, see if any ancient debris popped up. Sadly, I'm not that lucky. Yeah, there we go. As always, a little lava must fall, but I think that's good enough for today. You get the basics of this. Shame I couldn't get Ilmango's thing to work, but I mean, that's kind of what I get for not doing enough practice building it on my own. You know, between now and the next stream, I should spend a couple hours just building it and rebuilding it in creative, and also testing how exactly I can tear it down. Because right now it's in a partially loaded state, which is not good. Alright, with that, we shall be seeing you next stream, so see you later.